Hello, and welcome to Generation Studios. My name is Pierre Benamy, and I thank you for taking the time to join me today and listen to what I have to say. And like another video that I made, it's about comparing historic principles to our current situation as creatives in a predominantly elitist, big business, progressive media culture. We're trying to create art, we're trying to get it out there, we're trying to maintain our identity and the identity of our storylines, while at the same time there's a growing and persistent need to pervert those characters and storylines. We see it from James Bond to female Thor to Disney and the way they remade Star Wars as if it's something completely unrecognizable. We see this trend, and it's been going on for some time. And I think many of us have decided to either complain about it, look the other way, do nothing, or some of us decide to fight. I think those people are few, but I think that those numbers are increasing, and that's why I made Generation Studios, to be a voice in opposition, to tip the scales, to make it more even for all voices. So specifically in this video, when it comes to lessons from history, I guess, I look at conservatives, Christians, and young millennial artists. I look at these three different groups of creators: conservative creators and Christian creators and conservative creators. And pretty much they work independently of each other. They have a lot in common, but they rarely work together or collaborate. When it comes to conservative film and video games and TV shows, they're almost non-existent. When it comes to conservatives, you might think of the news or political groups or political activism, but you don't think of entertainment. And when you think of Christianity and the movies that Christians make, as a Christian myself, I have to say that many of them are not exciting. Many of them are, in one word or another, boring, unfortunately. And though they might have the right message sometimes, they don't always perform to the audience's expectations. And even though the Bible, if you believe in the Bible or not, and the characters are in the Bible, they are a lot more exciting and have a lot more depth than Christian film is showing. So it's an artistic problem. It's a problem that can be fixed in the production process. It's not the material itself. It's not Christianity itself. It's who is making it. And I don't think a lot of the younger generation is. And then when it comes to the young millennial creators, they seem to not know what to do, or they're too kind of all over the place. And they, even among themselves, they very rarely collaborate, and I think a majority of the problem is, they're all trying to make it ahead. They're all trying to get market share. They're all trying to get subscribers and large followers because they want to get out of the 9 to 5. Sorry for the word cut. What I was saying is because millennial creators are trying to get as far as away from the 9 to 5 as they can, which is completely understandable, they end up competing against each other for market share and subscribers and whatnot, while at the same time neglecting to, I think, create new skills that are in demand that they can also use remotely or out of the 9 to 5 arena. So what I think is very familiar to this is the colonial era. When you have Britain and you have France and you have the Dutch and you have Portuguese, you have the Spanish, all trying to fight for trade supremacy around the world, building these large navies and going everywhere around the world and bringing back all this wealth from different countries. And I think of the 13 American colonies, and they're in the middle of all of this. These colonies are not all the same. They don't believe all the same things. They don't all believe in slavery. They don't all have the exact same religious beliefs. They don't have all the same beliefs when it comes to separation and staying with the crown. They're very different people that have to learn to work together. And that's almost exactly like our situation now, where we have Christians, conservatives, and millennial artists. We all have so much in common. And around us are these massive powerhouses of multimedia and social media fighting amongst themselves for market share among the audience, including us as creators. And they are fighting amongst themselves, and then we have this small group of ragtag individuals, and they decide to break away and form their own country and make their own plan, something that history has never seen before. And they do that in spite of everyone. And they use the rivalries of the bigger powers to their advantage. And that's something that has happened multiple times through history, and it has that's something that today we overlook and we're not applying it properly to ourselves. So I wanted to share that image with you, that there's so much more that we can achieve by working together, because conservatives, Christians, and millennials have so much in common. And that collaboration can take a lot of different shapes. It can look very differently than probably what you have in mind. But just keep in mind that together we are stronger. And the silent majority in general outnumbers the elitist, progressive leading companies. You look at Gillette and the commercials they made through the summer, fall time around then, and that caused them to lose billions of dollars. If you neglect your role, your responsibility, and your power as a creator, as a millennial, Christian, or conservative, in changing your society and your world, then by definition, you're allowing the opposition to win. Because America is made as an experiment. And it's ultimately, America is designed to test the will of the people to remain free. Because if you replace freedom with security, you don't deserve either. So the more enlightened and educated you are about your situation, about the strategies and tactics, and tools at your disposal, and about the allies that are around you, the more you have in your bag of tools to succeed. So that's what I want to leave you with. And sorry about any editing issues here. I'm still getting a hang of this YouTube stuff, and just just bear with me, and I'll get a format that that works better. But in the meantime, thank you for showing up, and thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. And this is Pierre Benamy from Generation Studios, and I hope to see you soon.